welcome to Add More Zest, and my name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. So firstly, I do need to make an apology to both Cindy and Diana. I said that this pen I used the other day was from Cindy. It actually isn't, it's from Diana. I do have it noted down where my pens were from and who gifted me which pens, and I didn't look at it. So I do apologise to both lovely ladies. This pen was actually a gift from Diana for me. This pen is the gift from Cindy. I have popped a glue dot in it, though it is sticking out a little bit. It will squoosh down shortly. So yeah, apologies to both ladies, but this is the pen from Cindy. As soon as I saw it come up, I was like, oh, I knew I should have checked. That'll teach me to try and be quick. Okay, Advent number 7. We have a big box in the Advent calendar today, and I think I opened this one on the unboxing video. Yes, I did. So this one, we actually get a full sort of kit. So we get a little bear. This is just a sticker to help peel back the cover, but we get a bear coaster and the diamonds to complete said bear coaster. So a full-on mini project in today's one. Nice big item. So today I'm using the green tray. So this was a limited edition colour. This was last month's limited edition colour, or one of them. Sort of the Christmassy colours in November. And we're on section number 7 today. So let me peel that one off, and then let me just rearrange my other ones. So I'm going to line that one up with the one below, or to the side, sorry. I'm going to line that one up with the one below. And then I'm going to move this one over so it will also work. And that top one seems to be out of the way enough. So I think I'll do the outside or the background colour, and then I'll go through the blacks. So where did I put 775? I've popped it here. Well, my first tub is here. I'm still working on my first one at the moment, but we'll see how we go after this one. Oh, have I got the questions up? Probably not. I have, okay, there we go. Comments. I have loads of comments still to go through. So let me just scroll down. Keeping me active. Okay, are we there? Are we there? We're there. I'm actually on day 2 comments while doing day 7. See how this glue dot goes as well. I've just popped one glue dot into this pen. I've not yet primed it on anything. So I'll just dab it a little bit on my cover sheet. I tend to find when I first put the glue dot in, it allows, you know, it doesn't stick too much. I don't know if it's when it gets a little bit warm and a little bit more used, then it needs a bit more priming. I could possibly get away with chopping a little bit off the end of this glue dot, but I also do know that it will squish in a little bit more as I go along. So I'm trying not to sort of cut the end off the glue dot yet, because I know by placing these diamonds I'll actually squeeze it into the pen a little bit more, and it'll save me having to refill the glue dot. But I am trying not to press too hard because I don't want the glue dot to become extra sticky. I've got one diamond that just, to me, just needs to nudge just a little bit over. Use my little straightener on the end of my pen. So let me zoom you in. I think I'm going to have to shuffle over a little bit. Give me diamonds a nudge. I have put my computer to the other side today because I knew I wouldn't have anywhere near as much room. But I hope everybody is doing well. Day 7, that's like a week. That's a week of doing Advent. Christmas is getting sooner and sooner. I did find the family white elephant gift this evening. Every now and then I was having a browse on Amazon lightning deals. Not necessarily because I was trying to find a certain type of deal, but because I find that the lightning deals are, you know, a good variety of items that you might not think of. Whereas if you start looking, you know, just general browsing, it keeps coming up with things that you've looked at, and that's not necessarily something that you'd want for a Christmas gift. And I happened to find a good deal that I figured would be nice and different for White Elephant. So I'll try and remember to tell you all in the new year what it is, but I'm not sure what family members that are involved in White Elephant will watch this. But I feel as though a mini weight has been lifted off my shoulders having chosen that gift. Yeah, because that's always a tricky one to get. Oh, excuse me. Okay, comments and questions. So Irene said she was not able to get day 2 finished on the 2nd of December, but she will catch up tomorrow. She's currently working on 2 other paintings as gifts. She's working on Symphony from Dreamers Designs and Chanukka painting from Treasure Studio Arts, as well as some crochet projects. Oh my goodness me, you are a very busy bee. She's very busy with work as well. I know that feeling. And she says, hello, have a great day from Pennsylvania, US. Hello, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's amazing how busy the days can get, isn't it, on the lead up to Christmas. But I'm glad, even if they are for gifts, you are still doing some sort of hobby. Even if they have a purpose to then gift away, it still is time on your hobby. So that's good. That's the idea. Whether you plan on keeping the painting or gifting it, the process of doing it can be a little bit of you time. Oh, Giles has commented. He said, thanks Rebecca, glad I've made you proud. He said the first section was tough going, but he's enjoyed doing today's, which was day 2. He said he even used some of the little tricks he's seen me doing, like taking them straight from the pot when you only have 1 or 2 of a certain colour. I must say, Giles is doing great for his first diamond painting. I have noticed that he so far has done every day. And yeah, it's nice to know that somebody else enjoys the hobby. I do recognise that you may not be something that you will continue to do every single day, but I think it makes very good business sense to have done at least one, so that you can say that you are a diamond painter if asked. If asked from the business perspective, you will have a better understanding of diamond painting. So Giles is one of the owners of Diamond Art Studio UK, who helped us bring this painting to life. bring our zesty wolf to life and out to everybody else. Josie, she says she started a day late, so she's watched day 1 and day 2 together. She's working on a picture from her stash, which is 40 by 30. It's a round and it's tiger tank for her grandson. She's starting a new colour each day. I think we did have somebody that did that in June as well. They had 30 colours, so they did 1 colour per day rather than 1 square per day. She says the kit has 26 colours, so she'll have to see how much she gets done whilst listening to videos. She has the numbers from the legends, for example 1 to 30 on the bottles, so she doesn't have to change the stickers. So I know some people do label up according to, you know, the key down the side, because, you know, they can just keep the numbers as 1 to 30 and then cross-check it against the key. And yeah, she says she then cross-references the number on the bottle to the symbol on the legend. She said, does anyone else work this way? I know there are some people that work that way. I know it is a quicker way for kitting up. It's a quicker way to get the painting prepped because you're not changing the bottles about and stuff. The reason I personally prefer to kit up with the symbols and the numbers is that it is quicker while I'm diamond painting to actually find the one I want. So I prefer to spend that little bit more time before I'm diamond painting to save myself time while I am diamond painting. But she said while she works on her diamond paintings, or dotting as she sometimes calls it, her husband works on his Airfix model kits. Or like that, if you both find a hobby that sort of keeps you busy but together, and it's your own separate interests but you're still together, yeah, it can be fun that way, because you both feel as though you're doing something that you enjoy, but you both feel like you're spending time together as well. So you get the best of both worlds then. Oh, I think my glue dot might need a bit of priming. Try and push it a bit further in the pen using the cover paper and letting it pick up any dust that the cover paper's picked up, though I don't know if that worked. Let's try one where I can actually see the odd little bit of dust. See if that helps. Nancy, she says she's working on 4 pictures for December Advent. Wowzers. 4 different ones. She finished a section of her 4th picture as I finished the section. Good timing. She's also doing a picture of Mindy's Diamond Moment event. Oh, I've not heard of that one. So that is DP Christmas Elves. That's the hashtag for it, DP Christmas Elves. She said she loves both of your trays. She said she only missed the Christmas once. She said she was in Texas with her daughter taking care of her after surgery, and she didn't make it to the store before it sold out. Oh, so you missed one of the trays. Well, I think your daughter comes first on that occasion. She said maybe next time when you bring them back. Yes, there will be some colours that we do bring back, and I'm sure eventually we'll cycle through them all. We'll have to see how the launch of the Zesty trays go, and how much the Zesty trays, how popular the Zesty trays are as a stock item, to see, you know, how many colours, sizes that we can bring out in future months. We always try and bring out as many as we can, but we do need to make sure that standard colours we keep in stock as well, so that people do have the opportunity to purchase them. Excuse me. Oh, also, I did have a text off my mum today. She said, I thought J.D. Robb was set in the future. I said, it is. I said, did I say that it was set in 1958 rather than 2058? And she said, yes. So yes, the J.D. Robb series that I like to listen to on Audible is set in 2058, or it starts in 2058. I think I'm on 2060 or 2061 at the moment. It is set in the future, so I do apologise if I've confused anybody. And no doubt I'll apologise again if I come to a comment that mentions that I've said the wrong year. It is one of those months already this month. I feel like it's the last week of December, not the first week of December. I feel like I need to get my to-do list out and do a brain dump, I think. And just write down all of the things that I keep thinking need doing. Whether they be Christmas related or not Christmas related, just anything that I need to do, and just have that brain dump near me and just write them down. And then slowly but surely I can either categorise them and try and work through them, or if they're only something that takes a couple of minutes, I can try and squeeze them in throughout the day and get them done. Because I kind of feel like they're not going to get done otherwise. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. Spend a minute doing a brain dump and keep it about for anything else. And hopefully I will feel as though next week is not quite as manic as this week. Ginger Holloway says, what kind of diamond painting are you doing? And this was on the December Advent. So this is a diamond painting that we brought out in partnership with Diamond Art Studio UK. So it is only available on admiralzest.com. There is only a few left. We are down to single digits. So there are only a few of them left. But yeah, so it's a diamond painting that we have split, or that I have split into 24 different sections. And in the countdown to Christmas, I'm doing a section a day. So I have a little bit of me time, and at the end of it I have a completed diamond painting as well. Both things all tied in together. A completed diamond painting and a little bit of me time. I've been doing it for the past, this is the third year I've done a December Advent. And yeah, I just chat. I just chat the whole time I'm doing it. And feel free to join in, whether you do a single painting that's split into 24, or whether you just do a little bit of work on your own diamond painting while I'm doing this. And it could be one of any size. So somebody's already mentioned that they have 4 on the go. Some people are doing a big one, some people are doing a small one. Okay, black. Let's do those black outlines and then I can colour them all in. Try and remember not to put my lid back on my pot this time. There's no point. There's nobody going to knock it over because I'm the only one in my craft room. And then I won't have to fight with getting the lid off when I'm trying to put any remaining diamonds back in. This glue dot does need quite a bit of priming though. Let me try my clothes. Maybe that's the problem. The cover sheet does work for a little bit of priming, but I think because it's the first time this pen has had a glue dot, I do think I took one out of it. I couldn't work out if it was a glue dot or wax, but it did seem to be quite low down in the pen. So I decided to take it out rather than just try and figure out what it was. And then put a fresh one in, because I do much prefer using a glue dot over wax. So this is the ideal time to make sure that all of my pens have been changed up. Kathy Five Boys says she also has the K-tiered advent calendar. She received 5 Disney keychains in her day 2 box. She's in the US. Oh, so there are some bits that are getting a little bit different. She said she received the same 2 metal placers for day 1, but she didn't get any extra O-rings that go around the tip. She says, looking forward to comparing our days. Little bit of added extra excitement for a couple of people that do have the same advent calendar. Can compare what you get compared to what I get. I will do sort of a show all video on the advent calendar when it's done. Just a quick recap. Basically, I'll open day 25, which I'm not doing a whip and chat for, because the painting should be finished by then. I'll do a sort of open day 25 and a recap of what I got in my advent calendar, just in case people are thinking of getting one maybe for in the future, maybe, though we do like the idea. We might see if it's something that we can implement in the shop, maybe a few different style. It won't be the same sort of box style, it'll be something different, but it's something that we need to sort of find out if it's practical to do, if it's something we can do. Basically, it's all about whether we can find the quality that we're happy with, because we wouldn't want disappointment that has been had with some other companies' ones. And I don't know the names of the particular companies, I just know people have said that there is some diamond painting advent calendars out there that aren't good. I don't know specifically what companies those are or aren't. So far, I'm happy with mine. I'm happy with the goodies I'm getting, but it will be interesting to see them all together at the end and see what they are. Margaret says she's enjoying the whip and waffle, and Tammy says she's doing the advents. Awesome. I love people doing the advents. Joining in where you can, whether it be a small amount or a big amount, or whether you're doing other crafting projects, that's all good too. Just carve a little bit of me time out in the manic month. Rebecca Snowden said, is that the only diamond painting you have on the website? Yes, it is. We only have this one as a limited edition for Advent. Diamond Art Studio UK have many more. They have the adorable Mr. Quackers, though he's not called Mr. Quackers. What's he called on the website? Excited Duckling, he's called. I renamed him Mr. Quackers. They are the diamond painting company. Admore Zest. Oh, it's been about 25 minutes already. That's what my memory card always saves. Admore Zest is more diamond painting organisation, tools, things to accompany your diamond paintings that you purchase from companies that are good at what they do. We're not trying to compete in sort of that side of the market. that's not what we're about. We're more about the organisation and the tools. So your spare storage, your diamond painting trays, your cover paper holders, all that sort of stuff is more what we concentrate on and do. Yeah. We're not trying to do diamond paintings. I don't think I have enough time for that, along with YouTube and the organisation stuff that we already do. Okay. Arisa, sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. She said December plans have changed dramatically, she said. So I'm happy that she's happy that she decided to join the Advent. She said her grandma had a home accident. Oh, she fell and did a big cut on her leg. Ouch. She said, so now we have to do daily heals and be careful to see if the stitches are in a good state. She said, so she needs this me time to stop thinking about the rest of the things. She says, though, thank you for your videos. Well, I'm glad you managed to, or you decided prior to start doing the Advent, and that's helped you to carve out your little bit of me time. I am sorry about your grandma's leg. I do hope it all heals well and that she gets her independence back as well, which I'm sure she'll want. But yeah, I'm happy that you've found a way to have a little bit of downtime in the December chaos, which sounds like it's even more for you. Okay, next colour, let's have a look. What are we on? We're on the paler pink and we're on L. Start with the darker one that comes up first. A little bit here, there, but not too much, just a scattering. Gwen, she says, I'm new to diamond painting and she keeps hearing about heaven and earth designs. Would you mind taking a minute to explain what these are and how you do them? Of course. I am only on day 7 of waffling, Gwen. I am happy to waffle some more. Heaven and Earth Design is a company that produces cross-stitch patterns that's licensed by artists. So they produce PDF or paper. You can get paper for them, but they produce PDF charts of a cross-stitch pattern. So if you've not done cross-stitch before, sort of think of it like the sort of chart there is on this diamond painting, but in a PDF format that people stitch onto Aida. So instead of one diamond, it becomes one stitch in cross stitch. So that's what the company sort of started as and primarily does. But some diamond painters, myself included, though I was not the first, have taken a Heaven and Earth Design cross stitch chart and decided to do it as a diamond painting. So instead of a symbol being one stitch, it's one diamond, because the colour coding for the diamonds, which is often referred to as the DMC code, they tend to use the same colours. They're not as exact, but the same colours as DMC cross stitch threads. So you can match it across the 2 different hobbies. And I do have a playlist on it. If you do have a bit more time for a browse, there is a Heaven and Earth Design playlist, and at the beginning of that I go through setting mine up and what I'm planning on doing. And that might explain a little bit more because I've got the visual on that video. But basically, for one symbol on the PDF chart, I then place a diamond of that corresponding colour onto a blank canvas. So you can get some diamond painting canvases that just have the square grids and no symbols on it, so that you can put whatever you want on there. And that's what I'm doing in my whip and chat. So it's like taking diamond painting to a whole nother level, where your canvas is blank and you find out what diamond you need to place where off a cross stitch chart. I hope that sort of explained it well. It's a little bit hard without having the props like I do when I'm doing my Heaven and Earth design whip and chat. So do feel free, even if you want sort of the information or a quicker link to the videos on what is a Heaven and Earth design, if you go to my website addmorezest.com, there is a video section, and in there I have a Heaven and Earth design section. And that's not all sort of my videos where I just chit chat through them. They are more my, this is how I do this type video. This is how I do that. So the process did start about 2 years ago. So I have changed and adapted a few things as I've gone along. But you will get the broad concept from that video. It's probably one of the best ones. Patrice says, have you seen any O. Abraham Hunter's paintings? He has a beautiful winter grey fox picture. No, I haven't. I might have to go and have a nosy at that. Oh, I've just missed my bottle. I took the spout out of the stopper out of my tray and completely missed the bottle, because I was too busy reading the comments to pay attention to where I was putting the diamonds. Told you, it's one of those weeks. It's one of those weeks, it's one of those days. Jen's Oars says she calls them thongs too in San Diego. She said, CA born and raised by a woman, San Diego. CA born and raised in the USA. I love how discussions follow from day to day when I get to the comments on them. So these are comments on discussions that I had on the 2nd of December. But if you guys have been there and listened to that one, you know how it goes. We just repeat discussions as we go along. It's all good. It's the way we can have a conversation. Juliet says she's so enjoying the Advent. She's doing Zesty Wolf along with me, and she's using a Zesty tray. So she's managed to get both. She says she's following the same number order just for fun. Yeah, I did think some people would want to follow the same number order that I'm doing with the painting. That's why I did hold it up to the camera sort of the end of the preparation video, in case people did want to join along on the same order, or you can choose a different order. Completely your choice. She says other Advents she did other paintings along with you working on yours. She says loving it, and she still gets giggles over thongs. She said we called them thongs in the 60s here in the US, but she calls them flip-flops now. Yeah, flip-flops here in the UK. That's all I've ever known them to be, until my parents went went and emigrated and now live in Australia. And that's when I learned that they call them something completely different. All fun. Okay, let me change my colour before I start reading. Try not to send my diamonds flying across my desk again. Okay, so the pale pink section is done. Ooh, looks like I have a bit of a darker colour coming up here as well. Let's go with the first one that I come to. And we'll do the sort of dash arrow. It's like the Speedos symbol. That's what I see it as, the trademark of Speedos. They sort of use that arrow. It's an arrow, but it's not an arrow. I don't know what it is. Is it like a flying bird? I don't know. That's too in-depth for one symbol, I think. Too much of an in-depth thinking for one symbol. Linda says, she says hubby and her hubby and herself are very different. She says she doesn't do TVs, movies, etc. and he does. So after 46 years, she said, we are content to be in the same room and do our own thing. That's a good place to be. She says she has her headset on and listening to whatever if he's watching TV. And if he's not, we'll both be listening to an audiobook. The only thing he still really wants me to be a part of is when he wants to go out shopping or for a drive. Neither of these things are my favourite things to do, she said. She gets motion sick and shopping makes her cringe with all those people about. But he usually bribes her with brunch or lunch to get me out of the house. Yeah, there are times I enjoy being out the house, and I think there are many times that I would just quite happily stay here. Quite happily stay in the house and just potter and do my thing. And I'll just be more than happy pottering. Nellie DeHog says, hi Rebecca, I'm having trouble with the glue dots not staying in the pen. What do you think I can do? Thank you. So if they're coming out of the pen when you're putting your diamonds down, i.e. they're sticking to the diamond more than the diamond sticks to this base glue, then I think you need to prime your glue dot. I think there are a couple of tricks to glue dots. One is either, well, the two are, when you're putting your glue dot on your pen, sort of in your pen, try and twist your pen as you're pushing the glue dot in. I find that can help. Some people do prefer to actually take the glue dot off its backing sheet, so off the little strip of paper that it comes on, and they roll it in their hands into like a mini sausage or a ball, and then put it in their pen. But I think it needs to be, in some way rolled up before it goes in the pen. If you then find that it's sticking more to the diamond, then as I say, the diamond is sticking to the backing, then your glue dot is a little bit too sticky, and you need to make it less sticky while it's still sticky enough. So you need to do similar to what I've done today, which is what I call prime the glue dot. Dabbing it on some clothes is probably the easiest and the quickest option. Not like a mohair jumper that is proper fluffy, but like I've done it today just on my jeans. And that seems to have done better than me dabbing it. You can dab it on the cover paper if it just needs a little bit, but I think right at the beginning dabbing it on jeans or a top that you're wearing, so it just picks up those little bits of fluff from your clothes, and it helps take a little bit of sticky out of the glue dot. I would do that. I do find when I first start using a glue dot, I have to prime it quite often. So you will find, especially this whole December Advent, because I'm using glue dots, and quite often fresh glue dots in each pen, because I'm making sure that I get rid of my wax out of any pens that I've got. You'll find that I'm putting fresh glue dots in most days. So this one is a fresh glue dot. You'll find that I'll have to dab it on my clothes and sort of prime it a little bit more than I do for, say, a pen I've used in my normal whip and chat. Because my normal whip and chats, most of the pens now have been in there and I've done a couple of hours of diamond painting with them. And I find that they're primed enough that I can just pick them up and use them. And they will now last for months. So I think you probably need to prime it more than anything. Dab it on your clothes a little bit. And just keep doing that whenever you find it's pulling the diamond back up or pulling the glue dot out of your pen. If it keeps sliding out even though your diamond's sticking, then it may be you've got some leftover wax residue in the tip of your pen. And that's what's making it slide out. In that case, see if you can either wash the tip of your pen or change it, depending on which type you've got. So this is a silver one. This is actually an everlasting tip on this pen that I've changed for the brass fixture that you get in many other pens. But if it's just a brass fixture one in, you could probably just swap it from a pink pen from another kit and try it with a clean tip and see if that helps. I've not had any yet that I've taken wax out of that I've had to clean first. So the other two tips might work for you without you needing to clean it or change it. Right. Sorry, I'm quite breathless today. I've been on the go all day, or pretty much all day. And now I'm doing a lot of talking. So I do apologise if I huff a little bit more than I normally do, but that's why. Because I've constantly been on to go. And now I'm here and I'm not shutting up. Okay, that's that one done. Now, even though if I go up by row, my next colour or my next symbol that I need is the D, I am going to do this one to finish off the orange section before I move on to the next colour. Because I do, on this type of painting where I have the black outlines, I do like to sort of finish a colour block section as much as I like to work my way up. Working my way up is just telling me what colour section I'm doing next. And then once I've started that colour, I want to finish all that colour. So that's my oranges done. And now I can move on to some hot pink. And I do need to remember I have one symbol up here that is not anywhere else. Let's see if I can actually remember by the time I've finished talking. See if I can actually remember to do that one. If not, I'm sure everybody will put it in the comments and then I'll spot that and pick it up tomorrow. See what happens by the time I get to the end. Crazy Cat says, I've just recently moved from England to Australia. and she's watched my videos every day. She says it's always helped to de-stress her, so thank you. That and the Aussie sun. She said she also didn't know if she would survive without hobbycraft. She said, but luckily there's Spotlight, which has a slightly bigger variety of diamond painting than hobbycraft. Yes, Spotlight is always on my to-do list when I go to Australia. Spotlight is always there, which does all the general crafts. There is Lincraft as well. That will occasionally have some diamond painting. When I scrapbooked as well, I always wanted to go to Kaisercraft, if you're near a Kaisercraft store. I think they have recently started doing some diamond painting as well, but I've not been to Australia since to check it out. But yeah, they are always stops that I make. Lincraft, not so much. It does depend if I'm near one. It's a little bit more hit and miss, I find, Lincraft. But Spotlight, I always like a browse. And Kaisercraft, I always like a browse while I'm in Australia. They're my two little haunts. I mean, I have more been a scrapbooker more times when I've been to Australia than I have diamond painting. But they always had a better scrapbook supply than hobbycraft as well. So it doesn't surprise me that their diamond painting selection is better as well. Yeah, they definitely seem to have that down pat a bit more. But I'm sure I saw Kaisercraft have some diamond paintings. I'm sure I saw it on one of their emails or on Instagram. I'm not sure which one it was. But when I am next in Australia, that will be on my list. And I'm sure my dad will be more than happy to take me, because he normally does. And he normally just goes off and gets himself a coffee and sits on his iPad and leaves me there for an hour. Which works for both of us. But yeah, I'm sure you won't be hard done to. I don't think you'll greatly miss out in Australia anyway. Naomi says, yes, it's called sticky tape in Australia. Yes, it is. They definitely don't call it sellotape. I know that much. I've definitely been informed that much. That brand is something completely different than it is here. Oh, we've got some nice bright pink now. Peachy Shaw says she's trying to load up her pens with the dots and just can't seem to get them right. She said, yes, she loves the metal tips. Yeah, the metal tips are amazing. They are a lot better. I do like them lots. I do like it when it's the complete metal tip as well. I know I have quite a few like this that are just the end. But the full metal tips, they don't bend the same way that these sometimes can do if you press too hard. But yeah, try the tips that I mentioned before, Peachy, for putting in your glue dots. I'll try and remember on a couple more videos of Advent where I need to put in a glue dot into the pen. I'll try and make sure that I do a few more on camera. I'll try and do it a couple of different ways as well if I can. The one where you take the glue dot off the paper and sort of roll it before you put it in the pen. And I'll give it a go with also twirling the pen while picking it up off the backing sheet. And give it a go and see which one works for you and which one I end up preferring. I'm pretty sure I have tried them both before when I first started using glue dots, and I preferred the twisting because that's what I've continued to do. But I'm happy to give the other way a go. Because why not? Let's give it another go. now I've got a little bit more used to actually having glue dots and working with glue dots, and we'll see if it makes a difference. Oh, it's my number 7. I love the colours. Okay. Emmy says, enjoyed your video as always. She says, keeps her sane while she's stuck at home. She's joining the Advent event, but I am behind since a Pug Chops arrived on the second day of the event. That's a Diamond Art Studio painting. And she's decided she's going to do him as the Advent instead of the other one out of her stash. And he's bigger. What is he? I've got him. He's 50 by 50, isn't he? Yes, he is. 50 by 50. She says she was also wondering if you can still roll up your diamond painting that's been sealed already. I have done. I have rolled them up before. I think it depends on how big, how much sealer you put on them and how stiff you make it. But I have rolled them up before, but I don't put a lot of sealer on a painting. More often than not, if I do put it on a big painting, it's just to get the glue bits, you know, behind the round diamonds, the bits that are exposed. I do it to sort of get the glue in there to stop it picking up bits of fluff. And I have rolled before, but to be honest, I don't tend to seal many paintings. I tend to seal more the off the canvas items than paintings. She says she's working on a big one for her best friend's little girl, but some of the diamonds keep falling off on the part that's rolled up. Are your diamonds rolled outwards, Emmy? You do need to make sure. See, look, I remembered. Nobody needs to tell me I forgot. But yeah, do make sure that if you're rolling a painting with diamonds that have been done, your diamonds are facing out rather than in, because if they're in, it will force them to pop off. If it's out, it may be either that you're, you know, putting your diamonds down quite lightly, or it could be the glue on the canvas. It could be either way. But what I'd be tempted to do if you are rolling them out is try and put the part that you've done flat and go over it with a rolling pin or a roller to sort of push the diamonds into the glue and make sure that they're down. See if that helps. If not, do sealer but do a lighter coat so that you can still roll it. I hope that helps anyway. Right, another section of Zesty Wolf is done. We're done with day 7. He's starting to look good already. I'm happy already. We're going down into this bottom corner for tomorrow. So I'm going to go and get this video uploaded and sorted so that I can take myself off to bed before work tomorrow. But I do want to thank you all so much, as always, for joining me. I'm absolutely loving this event, as I do every year, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.